Welcome back, Crypto Trend Trader here, taking a look at Bitcoin. Before we get started, I'd like to remind you it's not financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. These markets are extremely volatile, so please do your own research and trade responsibly. So here we have Bitcoin. I'm on the Coinbase chart currently. This is our monthly time frame. I just want to zoom way out and start with the longer time frame. And as we can see, we're in a powerful uptrend. We then went into a correction consolidation phase. We were able to flip the SAR back over positive. But then we did put in a lower high, and now we're coming down here. We broke through the 10, and now we are currently consolidating above the 21 EMA. And as you can see down here on the TJD, TD MACD, once we got more than one red histogram and a negative slope, we went into a prolonged bear market, and we were able to bounce up and get a positive green one to stop it, and now here we have one again. And as we get closer to the end of the month here, this is definitely starting to look more and more bearish on the longer time frames. Now looking at the weekly, um, you know, weekly we are definitely getting to the lower end of the range. Looks like we're about to flip the slope on the TJD, TD MACD from blue to red. Negative, the histogram has crossed over. We did, in fact, get the move down to the 55 where we found support, tried to push back up. We made it up to 89 just above it, but got rejected. And now, it's looking like an indecision doji, basically just selling off right smack in the middle. I was expecting us to get a little more of a powerful move. I'd still like to see a retest up to the 8,000 range. And then if it got rejected, come back down. But I think that's definitely still in the cards. We could get up as high as 79, 50, 8,000, and then potentially get rejected and sell back off. As far as downward targets, but if we did close this weekly above the 89, that looks better obviously than if we close below the 89 or below the 55. But as far as downward targets, just based on EMAs, we got the simple 200 and the EMA, both 200s coming in right here at that 4,900 range. So if we just started dumping right now and immediately came straight down, 4,900 would be our support range on the weekly. So definitely looking more and more bullish on the longer time frames. Going down to the daily, we are getting, we obviously found some support. I was expecting us again to come back up and test the 377, which would have put us closer to like at least 7,500 before getting rejected. But when you're in a prolonged bear market or prolonged correction like this, and you continually sell off, like each bounce gets smaller than the last one. And as you can see, we like get the bounce, get the push up, sell back off to a new low. Like it's just seems very likely to me that we would get the exact same thing continue happening. But I mean it's tough to tell at this point in time. It looks like it's just going to continue to sell off. I mean, if we could have got a little continuation to upside, possibly took out like the daily SAR, that would look a little bit more bullish. But again, we may still get that move up to 7,500. I wouldn't put it out of the cards. We are still just consolidating. Let me switch down one more time to a shorter time frame. And again, the indicator is looking bad here. We're getting the buy on the jewel thief, but we didn't see any kind of knife stick out the bottom here. No kind of aggressive buying back up that would indicate that this would be like a reversal at the time. And then also on the TJD, TD MACD, we got the red histogram is still the downside. It isn't strengthening. It's actually losing its strength, kind of leveling out. But now we have the red on the slope. And then on the 4 hour, we try to move up here and attempt, a push. We got the close above the 21, but then we immediately sold back off. Got the close above it again, sold back off, and now here we can't even get above it again. So it looks like it's going to try to sell back off here again with 8 minutes left on the 4 hour. And then we're going to close back below the 10 again, and then I'm assuming we're going to sell back off and test down. I have heard a couple of people talking about it, and I definitely see potential for a inverted head and shoulders. You can call it what you want to call it, but essentially, if you look at this as the shoulder comes back up to the neckline, comes back down to the head, comes back up to the neckline again, and then we could potentially come down as low as like 67, 66 right here, and that would give us an even shoulder right here, and then potentially get that reversal to the upside. Maybe not reversal the entire trend, but at least that move up to like 8,000, 8,100. Maybe retest the 200s on the 4 hour. Again, I wouldn't get too bullish on this thing, but that puts us at 82 or 86. Even if we got back up to 89, that's going to put us at like 7,800. So there's definitely a little potential for it. We are on the 4 hour getting the blue slope. We are down below the zero line. So this is potential for, these blue slope lines when it starts below the zero line, tend to play out in larger moves when they do play out. But again, we could just get something like this where it flips back over and it's essentially just resetting the oscillator. So I'd like to see a close, potentially even an open and close at least above the 21 before I expect any kind of like substantial move back to the upside, bigger than this little dead cat that we got so far. So there we have it. That's our Bitcoin on a few different time frames. Crypto Trend Trader, thanks for checking us out, and we'll catch you tomorrow. Crypto Trend Trader signing off.